We good?
Yeah,
Yep.
start. Yep.
Okay.
All right. What's up, homies? Got another cool episode for you today. It's been an absolutely insane March Madness tournament.
It is.
We are gonna give you a little breakdown, talk about what we've enjoyed, what we haven't enjoyed.
Yeah.
There's been a lot to unpack here. So where are we gonna start, Jacob?
First round.
First round.
And this may be the craziest tournament ever. It's
Absolutely.
like it's not just hyperbole. I mean, there's a good argument it is.
Yeah.
I don't
You've
know.
already got 3 teams making their first ever Final Four, which is already absurd. You've got the second number 1 losing ever. You've got another 15 to the Sweet 16.
Oh. Yeah.
What I mean, what do you need more than that? I don't know.
That's good enough for me.
That's a good start for a crazy tournament. So.
No, I mean, first round of highlights. I'm just thinking that day the Virginia Furman game kind of started the madness.
It did. It kick-started it a little bit. Virginia upset by Furman early. It was a cool game. Really, one of the actually more fun games to watch this tournament. There really haven't been that many close games. It's more just been mass chaos. But, that was a really fun one to watch. Virginia kind of had a bit of a collapse. Kihei Clark. I don't know how does a 6th-year player make that decision. I'm not sure, but yeah.
What did he try to do? Launch it
he was trapped. I don't know if he thought he could throw it over the defense, if he thought he could throw it up in the air long enough, or I don't know what he was doing, but he launches the pass down court right to the other team. They catch it, hit a 3 with 2 seconds left. Pretty much game over.
Yeah.
So, outrageous game there.
That's a crazy way to lose a game.
It is, yeah. Well, people will say, Virginia totally had the game under control and blew it, but, right before that, Virginia went on, a 6-0 run just to take the lead late. So it's not like they were dominating and, got unlucky and lost. It was a good game, and then they had a mistake. So
yeah, exactly. Then the fun continued.
The fun continued.
So then Arizona, number 2, gets beat by 15-seeded Princeton. We get exposed, essentially.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Princeton with their other notable win that you think of is UCLA. So maybe there's something to this Ivy League Pac-12 March Madness upset thing. I don't know.
Yeah, their coach was on that team, right?
Yeah.
Henderson.
Yeah, I think so.
It's a great story for everyone if you're not an Arizona fan. I don't know. So it's 59-55. We don't score the last 4 minutes and a half.
4.5 minutes, you mean?
Yeah, 4 minutes and a half. 4.5, yeah. Our guards go 6 for 21 from the field. We don't really need to say more, but I don't know. Just we got, and then 15 points from, this will be fun. Tosan
Ebuam.
Yeah. Let's go with that.
It's Ebuam. That's what it was. We just listened to it. We had to make sure,
Yeah, that didn't help much though.
No, but he's a stud. Not trying to take anything away from him. He's an incredible player.
Yeah. No, he's turning pro actually. He was transferring, and Arizona probably would have tried to get him because he did great against us, and
that's kind of sad. Yeah.
Yeah, and now he's going pro. I don't know what's next.
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
Good for him. No, that's cool. Yeah. Really cool story for Princeton. If you recall, I think their best player transferred to Kentucky a year or 2 ago that would have still been on this team, actually.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. I can't actually remember what his name was, but that's unfortunate. But, yeah, they lose one of their best players. A year or 2 later, they're back in the dance, and they're
dancing.
Taking people out.
Yeah,
taking them to the woodshed.
Yeah, they did. I don't even know. They didn't shoot that well. We talked about this.
We did.
It's not like they even.
No. Honestly, I think it just came down to too much pressure for you guys. I just don't think your guards handled it well at all.
No.
Similar to Purdue. I think it's a similar story there where Purdue's guards just were not equipped to handle it. The pressure was just too much for them. As soon as a top team starts losing in March, it feels like everyone that's a neutral fan gets behind the underdogs. The crowd starts getting into it, and
then you panic.
The nerves start to set in. Team. Yeah, the other team, the higher seed is just playing with house money, kind of just out there to have fun. And
the lowers. Oh no, the higher.
Whatever. Seed, I always get those confused. So.
Yeah. No, that's true.
The higher number team.
Purdue took some of the heat off us. We were the big storyline, and then Friday comes, and Purdue, who everyone was saying was overrated, they don't even wait till the first round. They decide they're going to get bounced.
I'm almost more surprised Arizona lost than Purdue, though.
Oh, yeah.
I was not a Purdue believer. You can listen to past episodes. Yeah. We kind of trashed on Purdue quite a bit throughout the year, so.
Yeah, no, I agree
the Big
with that.
Ten
I am
in
more
general,
surprised with Arizona than Purdue. I didn't think Purdue would lose the first round.
No, I didn't think they'd lose the first round, but I would have guessed they'd lose earlier than Arizona.
Okay, fair. No, they Fairleigh Dickinson knocks them out, and I think that this was one of the coolest things. Their coach, I hope I get this right, Tobin Anderson.
Yeah.
He's now Iona's coach, but they're in the playing game, and after that game, he says, the more I watch Purdue, the more I think we can beat them.
Yeah, that was so cool.
And then they beat them. It was, it was great. I don't know. That was a great
It was
moment.
pretty cool. And then they interviewed him inside the NCAA tournament, Charles Barkley and those guys. Okay. It was a pretty cool interview. I'm sure it's out there if you want to watch it. But, yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, and there was a cool interview with him post-game just talking about, fishing. He's kind of just, this is a simple guy. He's not he just likes the game of basketball. He's a coach, and he's moving up now. Yeah. Rick Pitino went to St. John, so that's why.
I'm going to have a little transition here. But speaking of coaching, what do you think about the AP Coach of the Year? Goes to Shaka Smart.
That was today, too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, so I thought he deserved it, but I wasn't even thinking of who he's up against.
Tang and Dusty May from FAU.
Okay, but is Dusty May in there? So he was in there before their run in the tournament.
I don't know. I don't know if it was there just 3 people or something.
They've had a hell of a year, FAU. Now they're in the Final Four.
They have the most wins in the country. They're in the Final Four.
35?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think they're 35-3. So.
Well, if you put him up against those two, I start to question if he should have gotten it. To be honest.
Yeah, I mean, they're all kind of deserving. Shaka Smart had a tremendous year with Marquette. There's no questioning that. It's just his competition was tough. I don't mind it over Kansas State, though. I will say that.
Okay.
To win the Big East, Marquette wins the Big East. Kansas State performs pretty poorly in the Big 12 tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not crazy.
And that's so weird, though. Marquette, okay. So they're not ranked to start the season.
Yeah,
they get
neither.
Bounced second round.
Yeah.
Hell, because they win. The Big East had 3 teams in the Elite 8. This was a really good conference, and they won both.
Well,
I don't get that.
You continue to deny for some odd reason, Tom Izzo does very well in March. And Michigan State, when they have a team like they had this year that led the country in 3-point percentage, is going to do good in March. I told you that before the tournament started. You weren't having it, so
they did good this year. That's all we're gonna say. We won't let you get a victory lap in here. You'll get that later. But I did say I said they'd lose. I'm gonna own it. Never pick USC again. They always get to the tournament and lose. If they make it forward, it's money well lost. Don't bet on them. Izzo showed up. They were so close to getting to the what is that? They lost to Kansas State in the Elite 8.
Yeah,
I guess. So they were so close to getting there, and then we could be talking different conversation, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, them versus FAU, that would have been something.
Who knows? I don't know.
Totally different game. You never know.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that was a bright spot for the Big Ten, Michigan State.
Yeah, the only bright spot. But
they didn't show up again, but what's new?
And is that really? I mean, one Big Ten team makes the Sweet 16.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's as far as they made it. They won 2 games.
Yeah, but that was only one team in the whole Sweet 16.
Yeah, one Big Ten team made it to the Sweet 16.
Great. Well, the Pac-12, we didn't make the Elite Eight either, but we brought
Indiana
about
lost,
half as
Purdue
many.
lost,
So,
Iowa lost, Illinois lost. I don't know.
yeah.
Penn State lost to Texas.
Maryland. Yeah.
Maryland lost. Yeah.
Yeah. It's rough. But yeah, I don't know where to go. A lot happened in the first round.
Yeah. Speaking of,
Yeah.
Kansas State though, we need to talk
Yeah,
about them
that's
because
true.
they had such an incredible year. Picked to finish dead last in the Big 12 preseason, and then they end up with 3 seed and almost make it to the Final Four. Marquise Noel, 5'7", 6'8" heart. That guy's awesome.
Is he only 5'7"?
Something like that.
Really?
Okay. Something like that. 5'8" maybe. I don't remember exactly what it was, but yeah,
What is
no.
it?
Heart over height. It was pretty cool. He was definitely the most fun player to watch of the tournament so far, I think.
Yeah,
So,
19 assists, tournament game, NCAA game record against Michigan State.
that lob to Keontae Johnson, the reverse dunk, is that's the play of the tournament for me still. So.
And this is tie game? Or?
Yeah, tie game. That was to go up 2 with 40 seconds left in overtime, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So,
and he's fake arguing with the coach before.
Yeah, that was an insane play. They did a review back, and he actually looks to the sideline and winks at the somebody in the stands. I don't remember who it was. It was like Isaiah Thomas or.
Yep, there was talk of he was there. So.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that was really cool.
Yeah, no, that was insane. He was so fun to watch. He was a little arrogant. I'm not gonna lie. Like he could be a little bit Kirk Kriisa-ish at times, but he's fun to watch. So made up for it.
Yeah, and Kansas State. I think for both of us, their coach, really cool guy.
Yeah. That was awesome after the FAU game.
Yeah, they lose in the Elite Eight, so everyone's crushed on the team, and their coach goes and tells FAU that they're one of the toughest teams.
They've played all year. That good luck. I hope they win it all. Basically.
Yes, really
was the message. So
yeah, Jerome Tang. He was on Scott Drew's staff. It's his first year.
Yeah,
coach.
I believe so.
Yeah, what a turnaround and what a job he's done. And he's seems like a really good guy, which is kind of cool.
No, I was glad to see that. Just a lot of cool coaching stories. Obviously, you've got Texas and what's his name?
I want to say.
I can't think of it.
I'm going to say the wrong name.
It's kind of sad, but
the name I'm saying is
Rodney Terry.
Yeah, why did I want to say L?
I don't know. Rodney Terry.
He just got the job.
Yeah, he just got the job at Texas after being an interim all year. Did an incredible job with Texas, so deserved for sure.
Yeah, they get to the Elite Eight and get beat by another Final Four team, Miami.
Yeah,
interesting. First time in school history.
Yeah.
Oh,
the emotions are crazy. Yeah, we can talk Miami. Yeah,
I know that was random.
No, it's been a wild ride. My expectations going in are nowhere near what we've done, especially given our route. When I first saw it on Selection Sunday, I was thinking, this is not good. We could lose round 1. If we don't lose round 1, we could certainly lose round 2. So, I don't know. But everything's clicking right now. The role players have really stepped up. Wooga Poplar, Omir's been healthy enough to have a heck of a tournament. So, I don't know. Everything's just clicking at the right time. I think they had probably the toughest path to the Final Four of anyone. UConn's was probably second toughest.
But it wasn't quite as.
But winning against Houston, beating Texas in Kansas,
number 2 seed.
in Kansas City. I mean, it was basically a Texas home game, it looked like, from the crowd. So, I don't know. Very impressive.
And they beat a 12 in Drake, who's a really good team.
Yeah, I think they had won 10 games in a row, at least 10 games in a row coming into the tournament. Drake had their best player, Tucker DeVries, was the coach's son.
Oh,
he had actually a pretty rough game against Miami, not going to lie. But yeah, if he plays well, we don't even win the first game. So
that was that not your closest game, but that one you're down late in that game. and it was not looking
In terms
too
of
good.
final score, I think it is our closest
Is
game.
it?
But
Okay,
yeah,
Texas game was
Texas is
7.
different.
I
Yeah.
don't know what. Yeah.
Drake, I think we won by 5 or 6.
Okay. Yeah, beat number 4 Indiana. I was
Maybe
just trying to
4.
list the seeds so people know when we say the
Yeah.
toughest path, that's not just like him being a
Yeah.
Miami guy.
No,
I agree with
the
that.
Drake is
So,
a tough team. Indiana, you've obviously got Trace Jackson Davis, who's a first-team All-American,
yes.
and then you play Houston, who's number 1. I think they're
Should've
at
won.
least a top 3 team in the country this year, top to bottom.
Yeah.
And then Texas, who's a Big 12 champion, rolled Kansas, who's the number 1 seed twice.
Describe that game. Like
Ooh,
I'm
yeah.
kind of traveling at the time, but it's not looking good from like most of the game when I'm just score watching.
No, I'm gonna say something that you will not hear from most Miami fans probably. I think the refs really turned the tide in our favor with about 14 minutes left in that game. Not saying they gave us the win or anything or did anything egregious to like help us that much, but they completely changed the style of the game. And it was free flowing the first half. There was hardly any whistles at all. Texas was just on fire. And Miami they were scoring, but they weren't hitting threes or anything enough to keep pace with Texas.
Texas had 7.
7 in the first half, yeah. And then they came out and hit a couple right to start the second half. And we go down 12 or something, and it kind of hovered there for a bit. But then the refs just started blowing whistles, calling fouls on both teams like crazy. And it really slowed the game down. And once that happened, Texas just kind of got out of rhythm. They stopped making shots. Maybe they missed shots, even if it is sped up, because no one can shoot the way they were the whole game.
No, for sure.
But I think that the tempo of the game certainly changed. It just changed the game enough to where Miami got more comfortable.
Changed fates. Some people would question what were the refs doing.
Yeah,
what happened? Did Miami do something? I don't know.
It
changed the game forever. History.
In all seriousness, I'm not taking anything away from Miami because I don't think the refs had bad calls favored for one team or the other.
Yeah,
it was just called differently, and I don't know why they would do that, but
it is weird. Yeah. I don't know. No, that's a good point because we often hear, and everyone's guilty of it, but too much we hear. Okay. Oh, the terrible calls, pointing out bad calls. Of course, there's terrible calls.
Right.
Go try to be a ref.
Yeah,
I'm sure you're
human beings. I mean, you're not going to get everything right.
But the style of a game has a big impact, and you can actually point to it's not just a call. That's a real thing. Like, are you going to let them just play, or are you going to call it like they probably do in the Pac-12, where you're not going to let them be as physical?
Yeah.
So,
well, a perfect example of it is Duke versus Tennessee. I think if that game is the way that Miami, Texas was the last 12 minutes, Duke wins by 10, 15.
Okay.
But they let Tennessee absolutely beat the heck out of them, and Duke just couldn't get any rhythm at all because they couldn't finish inside because they were getting smoked and there were no calls. And I don't know. That was a very bizarre game, but.
No, Duke blows out Oral Roberts. Made me feel like an idiot for picking Oral Roberts. And then they're playing, Tennessee, which is a 4. Duke's, what was Duke, a 5?
Duke was a 5, yeah.
Yeah, so everyone thought Duke had a pretty good path to the Final Four, which they did.
I said this before the tournament. This is not exactly on topic, but I said I think the 5s are better than the 4s in this tournament. And it has proven to be true, so I'm glad to see that.
The 5s are –
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They were dangerous 5s. Yeah.
Is UConn? No,
they're a 4, but –
okay.
But besides that,
4s are better.
Tennessee did nothing.
They
lost to FAU.
They beat Duke. They beat a 5.
2
5s beat. No, well, I guess San Diego State didn't play a 4 because Virginia lost first round.
Okay. I'm just thinking. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know if I agree with that conclusion.
Wow. All right. Well, there's 2 5s in the Final Four. There's only 1 4. San Diego State.
Okay,
and
no.
Miami.
I was thinking, if there's 2 5s in the Final Four, fine. End of argument. I was thinking there was 1 of each. I don't know. I forget about San Diego State. I still don't know. But I refuse to believe they're doing this well. I don't even dislike them, but I refuse to believe it. If they're holding up the trophy, I guess I'll accept it. But I don't know why. It doesn't seem like they're real.
What's crazy is that by like every metric in the book, San Diego State coming in was a top 10 team. You just would never have known because they play in the Mountain West, and the Mountain West never wins a game in this tournament.
They're carrying the water for the Mountain West.
They are.
What was it the first time the Mountain West has won a game in 9 tournament games when they won?
I think they had lost 11 in a row.
11. Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, good job, guys.
Their last win was Nevada when Musselman was there.
That's a throwback. Okay. Yeah. No. I don't even know. I'm just all out of sorts. But no, the Duke Tennessee game. Just circling back, that was a round of 32 game.
Yeah.
Tennessee did pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, we said that before the tournament. We said they've been playing so bad that no one's going to pick them.
Yeah.
And we could see them. We said we could see them going on a run. Plus, they're in the terrible region, in my opinion.
Yeah. I did not expect them to beat Duke, but it was a nice, pleasant surprise. What's that guy on their team? He likes to play football instead of basketball. Vlasic.
Plavsic.
Plavsic. Yeah, we'll go with that. Well, it's just we're having trouble pronouncing the name. Like
I think it's Plavsic.
That's how it's spelled, at least. Yeah, that's probably, I don't know how else you would say it. So they play FAU, a team in the Final Four from. We've already talked about them a bit. A 9 seed.
Yeah, 9. Yeah.
Okay. And he decides to try to take this one guy out on a play. It kind of went viral. I don't know.
Yeah, he tried to take a lot of people out the whole tournament.
I hate that. If you want to be a thug, don't play basketball. I don't know what he thinks he's doing.
Yeah, he's kind of like a mob, kind of like a. I'm not just saying that because he's Russian, but I mean the opportunity or the.
No, I didn't think
the comparison invites itself. Is all I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Russian mobster.
I didn't even think of Russian. Is he Russian?
Probably.
Okay.
Croatian? I don't know. Somewhere
know.
over there, Eastern Europe.
That's a safe. Tennessee does good. Who else? I'm just gonna peek here. Oh, Arkansas. Musselman took off the shirt.
Yeah, that was cool.
Scary.
Actually,
that was scary.
Two very different takes of
that.
Bit of
clown
behavior. It was. Yeah. You don't think that was cool?
It was cool that Arkansas knocks off number 1 Kansas as a 9 in the round of 32. Is it cool that their coach, I don't know how old he is, decides to make it about him, get up on the scoreboard, take off his shirt, and lead some weird cult chant?
It's
come on.
Well, he does that every time they win a big game. He takes his shirt off. It's a thing. It's not just like he did it on a whim.
No, I realized that later, but it didn't make it any better. It's more disturbing that this has become normalized behavior.
I think it's awesome.
Someone must put an end.
That guy has so much passion. It's pretty cool to me. And then he led the Woo Pig Suey.
That's what it was.
Woo Pig Suey.
Must bust. Here we go again. Never ends.
Well, it ended.
Where did they?
In a harsh manner against UConn. So.
Where is that? No, not Elite.
Sweet 16.
Sweet 16. They didn't. Arkansas. They made it to 2 Elite 8s, lost both, but then this year it's Sweet 16.
Sweet 16. Yeah.
Always pull off something in March, never quite.
Yeah.
But he's got a lot of time. He's a good coach. Yeah.
I think that they had some unfortunate. They had injuries this year. They had a 5-star Trayvon Brazil, I think is his name. Brazil. I know is his last name is Brazil.
Yeah.
But yeah, was supposed to be a 5-star freshman coming in. He's a big guy, athletic. He would have helped them out a lot, and he was done for the year fairly early on this season.
He's coming back, I think I saw.
Oh, really?
I saw some news. I hope it's that he's coming back and I don't just mislead everyone. I believe he is coming back.
I hope
Why would you leave?
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That kind of reminds me of Harry Giles with Duke.
Yeah.
When he was there for a bit and didn't even hardly play a game, but
he came back or what?
Yeah.
Oh,
there's only one.
That was luck. I'm just checking the misinformation.
Yeah.
No, the information. Make sure it's not the misinformation I gave her.
Yeah. Returning. No. Yeah.
Returning. Yep, he's returned.
Yep.
Waste of time, Jacob. Yeah.
Yeah,
Unless
no,
Wes
good
was
for them
wrong.
though. Yeah.
It was,
I saw their other guard, Nick Smith, is going to the NBA. I saw he declared.
Is he? Okay.
He is a strange player. He's not very efficient. He's fairly athletic, takes a lot of shots and misses a lot of shots.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's the worst thing for him anyway. He's kind of, I don't know. He really threw their offense out of whack, but their offense was already kind of out of whack all year because they had no spacing because no one could shoot the ball. So, yeah.
I don't know. Two other teams or kind of stories that we haven't touched on is Xavier, and then there was maybe one of the best games of the tournament. I would say UCLA and Gonzaga.
Yeah, for sure. What do you want to go with first, Xavier? You want to talk a little
Let's
Sean,
get that over
Sean
with.
Miller,
Yeah.
best coach in Arizona basketball history?
Exactly. Yeah, best coach. No, he did good. Xavier did really good, made the Sweet 16. They had some injuries. We talked about that a ton.
Yeah.
And they lose to Texas. I mean,
no, just another
blame
Big East team that did well. Them Creighton obviously did really well too. Yeah. UConn for sure. But yeah, no, Sule Boom. I saw Colby Jones entered the draft today.
Did he? Okay.
I'm not too surprised with that. He's a really good player. But a great season for Xavier. They ran into Texas, who was playing really well at the time, and
Xavier was a 3 seed, so
right.
They I don't know. It was impressive. I didn't know who was going to win that game, but if I'm remembering correctly, Texas handled them pretty good.
Yeah, they kind of smoked them.
Yeah. I was a little surprised. Who the shooter on Xavier?
Kunkel.
Yeah, he wanted to fight someone at some point. Then he's crying. He did pretty good though. I just know him for his emotions.
He played really well in this tournament. I know against Pitt. I think I said this to you the other day. He started off 5 of 5 from 3 in the first half, and he's a really good shooter. Pretty good player. Yeah, he had a good tournament. So
I think Miller's turning things around at Xavier. Hard to deny that. So Gonzaga UCLA. What
a weird game.
This was a Sweet 16 matchup.
Was that?
I don't know.
That game was on at the same time as something else I was watching because I didn't watch the first half of that game. So I don't know. You probably did. What did you think of the first half?
So the game was weird because essentially UCLA was completely
dominated.
They exposed Gonzaga. How many did they have at half? They were either in the 40s or the 50s. Some ridiculous number where you're like,
I think it was going
to score 100.
I think it was 46-33.
Okay. Yeah, no, that sounds about
32.
44 or something. I don't know. Yeah. So at that rate, you think, okay, Gonzaga, and I don't even know if the announcer said this, but it's kind of like they're going to need to do something drastic. Like, can you even make kind of an adjustment that'll solve this? I don't really know what happened, to be honest. They came out in the second half.
Drew Timme happened. I do not like that guy at all, but he had one of the best performances of the tournament.
But I don't know what happens for UCLA on offense. I don't think Gonzaga just turned into a menace on defense. Yeah.
Gonzaga was a second-half team all year. You wouldn't know it if you watched the UConn game.
Yes.
But Gonzaga had really good second halves against TCU. They had a good second half. Even in their first game, it was close a long time, and then they kind of blew them out in the second half, Grand Canyon. But Gonzaga had kind of been better in the second half of most of their games recently. So I think it did just come down to Mark Few making some adjustments defensively, a little more pressure, it seemed like. I don't know. They just ramped up the intensity defensively, and then, they started hitting shots. I mean, that's a big part of it.
That helps. And then they take control of the game essentially. So this game ends in what was the final score here? I'm going to look it up.
It had to be like 83-80 or something.
Yes, this game was bizarre because what happens is Gonzaga is up, I want to say like 7-9, somewhere in there with 50 seconds left. The game's over, right? No, they try to choke the game away. UCLA takes the lead.
They should have choked the game away. Amari Bailey hits a 3 with 12 seconds left to take the lead. And then they drew up the Chris Jenkins play.
I love that. That was
That's outrageous that they drew up a 35-footer.
Yeah,
With how much
Strother.
time left, too? I mean, that's crazy.
Julian Strother pulls up.
I guess you
hits
want to
it.
leave time in case he misses for offensive rebounds, but I don't know. Mark Few afterwards in the interview, he said he usually makes that shot in practice, so we said we'll give it to him in the game.
Okay, well,
So
that
it.
was an awesome game. Heartbreak for UCLA
was.
against Gonzaga.
Yeah,
again.
I did. Yeah.
You get this false hope. You kind of get dominated all half, but then somehow you make this run, and then just to get beat.
What a
right at the
swing of
buzzer.
emotions that game would have been to watch.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. I would have been so stressed watching that if that was
Oh, yeah.
Miami.
Imagine if that's your either side. It's kind
Yeah, both sides. Gonzaga goes from depressed to looking good
of what
to
are we
depressed
doing? Jeez.
to over the moon.
Yeah. No, I was cheering for UCLA until I realized I was like Pac-12. I don't think they would cheer for Arizona, their fans. But then I'm like, wait a second, they're ditching us. So then I started cheering for Gonzaga. And
Yeah.
I don't know, Timmy though, great player, but
He's overstayed his welcome.
he likes the camera, he likes the interviews. He wasn't the guy getting interviewed. He pops his way in. He likes to curse. I don't like on camera. I don't.
Yeah,
No.
I don't. I'm not a big Timmy guy. I can respect him. I think that he works really hard
Oh yeah.
and obviously puts in the time, footwork, finishing inside. Really good player. So
Yeah.
even though he travels like almost every time he gets the ball.
Yes. I was seeing it. I'm not observant with that like most people, but one thing I want to just point this out. UCLA, you already lost. If there's any fans watching, there's a lot of talk of, oh, well, we did this. We were so injured, And no, it is good. It's an impressive run, but people were blaming like the complete breakdown on their lack of depth. Clark was gone. Bona was sitting out, which he had played earlier in the tournament.
Yeah,
that
he
was
played
bizarre.
the game before.
I don't get that, but you can't blame the loss on that because you come out with the same lineup, you dominate them, and then in the second half, you're a different team. It's not like you got tired from the halftime break and you collapse. That's not. So,
Right.
the fans arguing that, it's delusional. I'm sorry, but that's that. You guys just kind of collapsed second half, gave us a good game, but you went home like everyone else. So, enjoy the offseason. Yep.
All right. On that happy note, do you want to talk about some of these transfers we're seeing right now?
Yeah. I'll start with one.
I know which one you're going with.
Actually, I'll do this
There's
justice.
two, I guess, that I think I'm not sure which one you're going to go with here, but
I'm gonna go with one that's more worthy of like national attention. Caleb Love from
that
North
wasn't
Carolina.
what I thought, actually.
Oh, really?
No?
The guy
You might
that
not have seen this yet, actually. This might be breaking news to you.
That Arizona?
No?
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Continue.
Well, I kind of want to just break into it.
No.
Okay,
Caleb Love.
Caleb Love kind of had a rocky season, but a really good scorer for North Carolina. Hit a giant shot against Duke to send them to the national title game?
Yeah,
And
pretty much.
Yeah, so he's transferring. He's one of the biggest names in the portal. Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, you do it.
Hunter Dickinson.
Yeah. No, I just that's your
preseason All-American. Had a pretty storied, I guess, career at Michigan. They kind of underachieved, I'd say, though.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, he's entered the transfer portal, which is really interesting. I didn't expect that at all.
No.
But yeah, somebody's gonna get Hunter Dickinson, and he's a good player. He's kind of Timmy-like.
What do you mean?
I don't like him.
Okay, that's what I thought you meant. No, I'm gonna just say this. I don't
Style's a
know.
little different, but
Yeah, I don't know if we're in the running, but I don't want it. Arizona, don't go after him.
I bet you are.
I don't want
It's a
it.
good fit.
I've seen enough of him. He's very. I'm not gonna just
It's a
get
great
into
fit for you
personal attacks.
Welcome
but,
to Tucson, Dickinson.
I do not want him on our team. We're better than that. I'll just leave it at that. He's a hell of a player, but I've seen enough antics that it just don't need any more.
That's the weird thing with the transfer portals. It's becoming like the NBA. Like for me, it was like, oh, LeBron's going to my Lakers. Guess I can't be a Lakers fan anymore. What's going to happen when one of these guys that I hate in college basketball transfers to Miami?
But I feel like there's not quite as many.
There's not as many. I agree. And there's not that many players out there that I dislike. But if Dickinson goes there, I'll be like, oh, that's annoying.
No, that's how I'll feel. And then I'll be cheering for him.
You'll obviously cheer.
It's not like I think the guy's a terrible person, but he's made
comments. He's so arrogant. And he the way
he plays.
Yeah. I don't know. He just thinks he's so special.
Yeah. And we took care of him 2 years ago. So Koloko took care of him, I should say. But yeah, that's big. Kerr Kriisa, Arizona starting point guard, led the Pac-12 in assists. He's gone. Some fans are celebrating. Others say, don't discount him. But he's gone to I don't know where. But that's kind of big
Nebraska.
News. Yeah, maybe West Virginia.
That's what they're talking about. I think he's going to go to Nebraska. That's my guess.
Some people think Xavier. Sean Miller. I can't picture him playing for Miller. I think they're just get into it. I don't know.
No, I'd predict Nebraska.
Okay. That's not why. It's like, why would you leave Arizona to go there? But most likely something happened where, he was probably going to lose some minutes. That's a speculation.
He probably just felt kind of disrespected by the team and the fans, honestly.
The fans were terrible to him. One thing we talk on here, but
didn't he lead the Pac-12 in assists and three-pointers made? And
I think so.
Everyone just hates him. All the fans. So
yeah. Do not be a toxic fan to the play. These are kids in college.
Yeah.
First of all, if any of us, if we play them, you want to just get completely destroyed. I don't know. It's easy to sit on the couch and criticize players on your team, but it's silly. I get frustrated at times, but I usually don't go. You don't go after specific players saying, "Oh, you suck." It's just stupid. I don't know what.
Yeah.
I don't like it. But anyway, there's been some rants.
No, there's a lot of good players out there in the transfer portal right now, though. Jameer Nelson Jr. from Delaware, he's a stud. Bigger program's gonna get him, and you're gonna hear a lot about that guy next year.
Yeah. LeBron, you had an interesting opinion on this. Bronny just played in the McDonald's All-American, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he played in that game this week. Did pretty good. Hit some threes. Yeah, where's he going to college?
Where's he going? I'm gonna guess Ohio State, and I think it's kind of like a LeBron's final gift to Ohio. I don't know what you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like he's kind of disrespected that whole. He's disrespected that whole organization, like the city of Cleveland and stuff like that. I feel like if I was at Cleveland, I would hate the guy so bad. Like he comes to your team, you're not very good, so he leaves you to go win championships. Then he comes back when you've got some good players just because you're finally decent again, just to leave again. Oh man, I don't know. I would hate that guy. I would hate that guy if I was from Ohio.
You think Ohio State?
Yeah.
And you said the final three: Ohio State, USC, and Oregon. You think if he doesn't pick Ohio State, it's Oregon?
I did say Oregon. Yeah, I think the LeBron with Nike connection could get it done too. I don't know.
Yeah, USC's.
If you want to go somewhere to grow your brand, I mean, Oregon's a good place to go.
Oh yeah. They land a lot of good recruits. So does USC. I just find that weird.
Basketball wise, it just seems weird. They've never been a basketball tradition, but neither has Oregon really. I mean, kind of.
But I almost feel like this, like you would say, why not UCLA?
None of the teams have much basketball tradition is the weird thing.
But I can't see this working at UCLA, to be honest. I feel like that kind of program, because as soon as his kid goes there, it's going to be about LeBron. And I don't know if that would work. Yeah,
that's the thing with UCLA is they're almost too proud to take a LeBron to
I don't know what to say. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I don't know how to phrase it, but yeah, it's like we're not going to entertain this circus.
Yeah, they don't want just some legacy that's just going to be stealing every single headline. Like they don't want that.
Yeah,
whereas a team like Ohio State, that would be great for them because they're not even thought of as being like a basketball school. I don't know. I like Ohio State. I don't know why. Like I'm obviously not a plugged in insider or anything. That's probably the last place he'll go. But that just feels like a place that makes sense in my mind.
Yeah. So. Oh, real quick on the transfers. I don't know. I've been droning on and on, but one point you raised with all these transfers. So we got 4 teams left. We're going to get into that in a second, but the transfer portal, depending on your opinion, it's hard to deny though that if you're still playing in the tournament, you're kind of in a bad position. You're winning, you're doing good, but these teams that are out can go reach out to these guys.
Yeah, they're hosting visits. They're going out and watching games or whatever they're doing. But yeah, I agree with that point. Yeah, it's kind of tough, but at the same time, you can reach out to a kid and be like, "Hey, we're interested in you. We're still playing right now, but hold off."
Yeah.
So I mean, is it that big of a deal? Probably not.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, it's got to be a pretty good sales pitch to be in the Final Four.
Exactly.
So
unlike these people reaching out, we still got business to take care of.
Right.
You can see us after. So
yeah.
It's like, yeah, no.
And in Miami's case, we don't need much. We return a lot of dudes. We lose a couple key ones.
Miller,
but with the development of our guards recently, I feel pretty confident that our team will be solid again next year if we just bring in a couple pieces, I think, or a couple guys step up. So,
okay. Well, Miller, I don't know. I just want to jump to this because it's like historic.
Yeah.
His game against Texas.
Yeah.
He didn't miss a field goal or free throws?
Yeah. I think he was 8 of 8 from the field or
7 of 7, right?
I think it was 8 of 8 and 13 of 13 from the free throw line. So
first time since Leitner.
Yeah. Only person, I think.
Yeah.
Him and Leitner, I believe, are the only people to have like 20 points or more and be perfect from the field in the tournament history or something
like that.
I actually don't know the stat completely, but no, a really impressive game for sure.
Yeah. Okay, let's do it.
And he had like 4 points. Like his first 2, I think Miami's first 2 scores might have been both him.
Oh, really?
No, Pack had one. He scored a couple early, but yeah.
I like Pack. Oh, real quick. Yeah, Coach K shirt, dude.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize you were wearing that.
There you go. It's actually a nice shirt, but I'm not going to burn it. I don't know what I'll do with it. I won't wear it. I don't want to be a Duke fan or associated with that. But, yeah, sorry.
Wow, what a nice thing we got. Our 2 favorite teams.
2 ACC powers.
2 ACC powerhouses. Yeah. Wow, truly the best conference in America.
How's your powerhouse going to do against UConn, maybe the hottest team in the tournament? Saturday night.
It'll be
I'm just kidding.
It'll be a fun one. UConn is the best basketball team remaining. Yes, that's true. However, this has been March Madness. This has been one of the craziest March Madnesses of all time. And to say that Miami doesn't have a decent chance of winning is egregious.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I don't think that anything happening from this point on is out of the realm of possibility. I think that UConn is probably a 60-40. I take UConn 60% of the time, maybe even a little higher, 65. But it's going to be an interesting game. Miami has to speed up the game. I told you this earlier. If it's played slow, Miami's in trouble. They're going to get in foul trouble, especially O'Meara, who gets in foul trouble almost every game. And we have no other interior presence whatsoever besides a guy who's played maybe 25 minutes combined all year. So he's a big boy, but he has not played much. So
he's a big boy.
Favor Ire. He's a freshman. He's like 6'10", 6'11". But, yeah, not much experience. So if he has to come into the game, that's a big red flag. So we got to play fast. We got to force turnovers. We got to hope UConn doesn't shoot the laces off it.
Yeah, UConn.
The laces? What is this? Football?
I like that.
Shoot the – what do you call it?
Shoot I don't know.
The lines? What's on the basketball? Is that laces? I don't know.
No, it's not laces. I don't know what it is.
Shoot the leather.
Yeah, shoot the leather off the ball. I don't know. UConn, they're the 4 seed. Miami's a 5, but UConn has not – they've won every game, and the closest game was 15.
Oh, yeah.
But that's kind of misleading, I feel. Like, all the rest of their games are complete blowouts.
Yeah. What's weird is that all of their games have started close. It's just been the second half where they've started shooting well or they've started creating turnovers or whatever happened, but it's just hard to stay with them for a full game. So I don't know. Miami has the talent and the shot makers to stay in the game. It's just a matter of, are they going to be able to keep UConn at bay for a full 40 minutes?
I don't know. I think
That's a baseball.
I was thinking of the Shawn Mendes song, actually.
What are your thoughts about how Miami is no longer a football team?
I know.
I mean, a football school or a football. You could argue that our football team should be canceled after last year, but no, it is interesting. I never thought I'd see the day where Miami's basketball team has a better chance to win a championship than our football team since I've been a fan. I was born when they won their last football championship, but I was not able to, watch it. It was like I was like 2.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it's just interesting. A team that was literally got rid of their basketball program for like 12 years in the late 70s and 80s, or 80s and 90s.
I think it's 74 to 85.
74 to 85. Good job, Jacob.
We'll go with that.
Around there. Yeah. You get rid of your basketball program, you bring it back. Jim Larinaga resurrected the team.
Yes.
That guy's a stud. Hopefully it continues.
What do they call him? Everyone's favorite grandpa is what some people are saying. I think Jeff Goodman said that or something. I've seen it a few times though. Very likable guy.
Oh yeah.
Coach.
He's got dance moves too.
He does.
He's got the moves.
He does. Then other side, we got 5 San Diego State versus 9 Florida Atlantic.
Yep.
I don't know I don't know what's going to happen. San Diego State defense.
Hoot, Owl City. No. Florida Atlantic has had a dream season. They've had a dream tournament. And they're going to have a dream championship. I'm picking them. I think they're going to win.
The whole thing?
No. I think they're going to beat San Diego State.
Okay.
Dream
I like that pick too. Until San Diego State is hosting the trophy, I refuse to pick them because I just don't.
Florida Atlantic is the awesome story, and they have one of the main problems that people have ran into against San Diego State this year is that San Diego State's thrown 9 or 10 guys on the floor, not at the same time, of course, but against your Bamas and your Creightons, they just don't have the horses to run with them, and they've ran.
These guys lose it.
Just continue on for me.
Okay. Yes. There's no thought to get to. See, I'm like thinking, okay, they don't have the horses to run with these teams, but yet they have.
I got to reset myself.
He's talking about San Diego State. One thing with San Diego State, this is a first in the podcast. But so they have one of their interior players, Mensah, about 6 rebounds a game. If you're looking for them beyond the Florida Atlantic game, let's say they're in the title game, you're like, especially against like a UConn, you need him to have a big game. But no, San Diego State, it's been a cool story. During the COVID year when things got canceled, they were set to have a really nice seed. So it's kind of a good story where they get another chance with a great team to – who knows what they'll do. Maybe I don't have them winning that game either, but it's not really because of I think they can't. It's just I like the other story better, and I just find them weird, so I'm staying away from that.
Yeah, no, to continue what I was going to say, Florida Atlantic also plays like 9 guys. I don't think they're going to get as tired late in the second half as Creighton or Alabama did. I think Creighton really ran out of legs against San Diego State late in the tournament, bunch of games. I think Florida Atlantic has enough guys and plays fast enough, has enough depth that they can hang with them. And they got shot makers. They're a good team. So
I'm glad you clarified that because I was saying the complete opposite. I thought you were saying, they don't have the horses, but they've done it anyway.
No, I was trying to say that Florida Atlantic also plays like 9 guys. Yeah. I just lost it once I started talking about the horses. I don't know what was going on, but
the animal reference.
Yeah, I don't know.
They'll get you every time. So what? You have Florida Atlantic versus who?
UConn.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I think UConn plays Florida Atlantic, and I told you how I think this game's going to go the other night.
Yeah.
I think FAU is going to maybe get off to a decent start. It's going to be close, but then UConn's going to be up 10-15, I think, almost the entire game. It's never going to get less than 7, and UConn's going to cut down the nets.
Okay. Not bad there. Yeah, probably the best team. Yeah, probably the best team left. I don't know. I see this. So if you do not want UConn to win, then I would say you would rather have San Diego State advance.
I agree with that. Yeah.
And I don't know, but I'm going to pick FAU, and I don't know who to pick in this UConn-Miami game. I'm just going to manifest it because I want to see Miami versus FAU.
Oh,
South
that would
Florida
be so
battle.
cool. The South Florida championship.
I don't want the most kind of a blue blood. With all these other
Yeah.
teams that have never been there, yeah, you can just win another title. All these other dreams are done.
Yeah. I mean, UConn's playing for their 5th title. Everyone else is playing for their 1st. So
Yeah,
I
don't want to see
that kind of
I don't know.
says the story right there. So
And if FAU Miami meet in the title game, if FAU makes it to the title game, it's going to be hard for me to pick against them. I think Miami is their best chance to win. If they go up against UConn, I'm going to – in the Miami game, yeah, FAU maybe loses, but I think they at least have a more of a fighter's chance, I guess. I don't know.
No, I agree with that. That would actually be one of the first games that Miami would be probably a fairly significant favorite, which would be very weird.
Yeah.
Even against Drake, it was almost a split game. And then we were underdogs against every other team we've played. So I don't know. That would be weird. It would be a totally different feel to that game. It would shift from all the pressure being on the other team to all of it being on us, and I don't like that.
Yeah, you lose the title to the –
Yeah.
But it's a good team is the thing.
It is a good team,
but it
but
would
people aren't
still
going to
suck.
remember that.
Yeah.
Well, they probably will if they win the championship, but people are going to remember that Miami team that got to the championship and lost to a mid-major FAU in-state team.
They own the state.
Yeah.
The
So-
bracket challenge. I did completely terrible, probably near last place. But you have a chance to win the whole thing.
Yeah, it's down to me and Alex, which is crazy. Alex Mitchell, he's been on a couple episodes.
Yes, he's
on
got
the
his notes and
Yeah, he was on the Arizona team preview. If you didn't see that, that's a gem. So yeah, it comes down to the two people that know the most about basketball that you probably know.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
I got exposed.
I got incredibly lucky picking this tournament. I mean,
Well, yeah.
What do you mean?
The UConn pick was, but that
my picks were looking really, really good through the Sweet 16.
yeah.
Well, until the Sweet 16, I should say. But yeah, it went really far downhill with the Houston, Alabama, both teams losing. And then Kansas State, obviously, was in my championship. They lost to Florida Atlantic. So I don't know. I've got nothing left. UConn made the Final Four to put me in first. But if Miami beats UConn, Alex will be the champion.
Scary world we live in.
Who has watched not a ton of basketball.
But okay, I think I can speak for him in saying some of his rationale was pick higher seeds.
Oh, yeah. One thing I need to throw out there
Yeah,
before
go
we
ahead.
say anything is that Savannah DeRocher actually won an award for least improved player in this tournament. She went from first to nearly worst. So let's give her a round of applause.
Especially that one episode. She was very vocal in the
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job.
Our winner from last year, who thought she was pretty special.
His sister, if you can tell. But yeah.
She thought she was pretty cool, but it turns out she's not. She's just lucky. So,
Savannah,
yeah.
big fall from grace. You hate to see it or you love to see it. Depends on your perspective.
It does depend on your perspective.
Yeah. But, I don't think – did we say the thing with the number ones on making?
No.
Okay, this is like probably one stat that shows you how crazy this year was. Alabama, Houston, Purdue, and Kansas. The 4 ones, none of them even made it to the Elite Eight. First time that's ever happened. There you go. But yeah, Alex, great job on the bracket. I think he picked higher seeds, and he had Arizona get beat first round, and because he knows I like him, and he knows Trenton likes Miami. So naturally, have him go to the title game.
Yeah,
But
that
it
doesn't
worked.
make a ton of sense to me. Like, why would he pick Miami to do? He did that last year too, though.
I know. Well,
He
yeah.
knows I like him, so he picks him to go far. Like,
Yeah.
it's just to spite you, right? I mean, for the
Yeah,
most
that's
part,
it.
it's like,
I don't know.
but it
worked.
works
That's the
because
sad thing.
Miami's better than
It
Arizona.
worked
so-
comically well this year.
Yeah,
I can't argue with you. If you would have said that last year, I would have said I don't care. That's BS. This year, I don't know if that
If
probably.
only
should.
we could have played last year, Jacob.
Yeah, I wouldn't
not
want
have
to
been
play
fun.
you this year. Yeah,
This year, our guards would have ran circles around you,
probably. Yeah,
but inside you had dominated us.
yeah,
so
but
who
that
knows?
might not be enough. Yeah, what a tournament it's been. Final Four
Yeah.
Saturday, championship Monday.
Get your popcorn ready.
Yeah, I'll be making some popcorn. So
Yeah.
it's going
The
down.
bright lights of the Final Four in Houston, Texas. Larinaga is going to climb the ladder. He's going to cut down the nets wearing the cowboy hat.
Oh my!
And then they're going to dance, and Pac's going to give him a smooch on the cheek.
Oh, he's gonna kiss him
And it's
back.
going to be beautiful.
He kisses.
That's
him
what
back.
happened first, actually. Pac kissed him
When did he
first.
kiss him?
Huh?
When did he kiss him?
After the Houston game.
Oh, okay. There's a
think.
little coach
Or
player
Indiana, maybe. I don't know.
post game interview smooch going on.
Yeah. There's a lot of love going on in the Miami
There's
locker
a
room.
lot of-
And if you're going to learn anything from the Hardwood homies, know that love defeats all, and Miami is goated.
Oh, we got a question. Do we want to answer this question? I kind of want to end it right there. Well, no, not the Miami.
The game is in a football stadium? I didn't even know that.
Football stadium and not a gym. I will say, maybe a weird take. I hate. Okay,
I kind of like
I
it.
don't like the Final Four venue making these massive arenas you put the games in.
Sounds cool to me.
There's space
Like the
behind
Carrier
the basket.
Dome?
That's weird. I
The
hate
Carrier Dome's sweet.
There's all
That's
this empty space. I don't. As a player, I would hate.
Yeah, it would be kind of weird. It's always interesting when you're shooting to a basket with no back behind it. Have you ever had that?
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
It's one
It is
way
a
to
weird
go
feel,
from
but
being on a hot streak to not hitting anything for games and games.
yeah, I don't know. It's cool because you can get so many people and it's going to be loud and
Yes,
ruckus
No,
environment.
that's a cool part, but on its face, no, I don't like it. I agree with Keegan there.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it'll be interesting.
They've been doing this for a while, though, right?
Probably.
As long as I can remember.
I don't really know. They have huge arenas and most arenas don't have those, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, they played the Warriors played the Spurs this year in a football stadium, and that was cool. It was the most attended NBA game of all time. And that was
One way
fun.
to set records.
Yeah. No, it should be fun. 4:00 tomorrow.
And then what?
And
6:49.
Yeah.
Day with Destiny.
Date
Miami,
with Destiny.
FAU. Let's make it happen. No matter what, try to see the games. It's been a really cool year. Don't want to miss it.
Yeah, I know. People are always complaining about everything. They're like, "Oh, 4 blue bloods, boo." Then this year, 4 nobodies, boo. No one can be happy. No one's ever satisfied.
Just leave it. No one's ever.
No one's ever satisfied. Good night.
Good night.
Just kidding. I don't know. How do you
No,
want to
I do want to
wrap it up,
I do
Jacob?
wanna end
Give
it
us a
like
little
that.
wrap up for us.
We're about to embark on a special night.
Spiritual journey.
The Final Four is everything. You already made it this far. It feels like its own accomplishment. But once you get that far, you're missing something. You could win the whole thing. And that's where all these teams are at. You got the Owls, the Hurricanes, the Aztecs, and the Huskies.
Wow.
And
Those are the 4 teams.
what a night it'll be. I don't know. But it is true. You get this close, you want to win the whole thing, but only one team can do it. And then you forget about the other 3, kind of. That's the reality.
It's the old expression. If you're going to show up, you might as well win.
That's the end of that. Good night. You got to get yours.
Okay. I gave it a wink.
Okay. Thank you.